What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Another edition of Holy Try Football simulcast. Even though
Primal Cast.
we're not watching anything. TriCast.
Tri-
BA, I couldn't even view the capital of the blue state of the Commonwealth, Pennsylvania. It's my west. It's my west, yeah. Danburg.
Yep.
Even wester than usual.
In the aforementioned from last week's, or not last week, earlier this week's show, the new Studio West for the foreseeable future in lovely Lyndhurst, Ohio. So drifting away a bit from Buckeye territory, but still very, very much Buckeye territory.
Yeah, a lot of moving parts. I texted Andrew last night and said, "Where are you?" And he said, "I'm in Columbus." So he was
What's he doing there?
Misconnection.
driving back from Colorado. I wasn't sure where it was. Now he's back in Bloom. Can my East, what's up?
Oh man, the
Oh, man.
weather. I don't think it gets any better than what we've got right now. It is.
Yesterday was nice.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Today was a little warmer.
It's a little warm, but I'm saying in the dusk and dawn time. Oh man, is it perfect?
It is. I have a 7-minute ride to work, and windows down. And it was
Oh yeah.
7 this morning. It was crisp. Driving
Oh,
to Colorado,
You feel that chill in the air.
dogs and walkers everywhere,
Oh yeah. Doesn't get better.
waving to everyone.
Doesn't get better.
Tonight we have 9 days till week 0. So we're just gonna let's go on the conferences a little bit. Just a few thoughts on each one. Get a pick or two. Heisman talk. Just touching the conferences before we get into some week 0 stuff. I know we have some travel plans coming up, but really getting ready for week 1. Just going all in on that. But before we do, we must just go to the conferences. So where do we want to start tonight? I say we go.
West East.
Let's just go in our backyard. Let's go
Oh,
Big Ten.
okay.
We're right there. We're in Big Ten country.
Oh, I thought you were going Mac.
Mac, I'm thinking Toledo.
Yeah. Toledo, pretty good.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. There's.
Did you see what's his name? What's his name at Kent State? Sean
Lewis
Lewis's schedule, out of conference schedule.
did not.
No.
What is it?
I'm pulling it up now. Oh man, it's not. It is a murderer's row.
I'm excited for us to get to the Pac-12 and discuss certain teams, non-con, like we discussed in the chat today. That was a good laugh when I saw that.
They've got University of Washington, University of Oklahoma, and University of Georgia.
Oh,
All on the board.
wow.
But their fourth non-conference game, LIU. So a little reprieve in there.
Should be a win.
Are they the Blackbirds or the Sharks?
They're the Sharks now. Remember, they merged with
Yes.
they
Oh,
merged
they
with
are-
another institution.
They are literally the Tiburons from NCAA football. They are
Hyundai
actually the Tiburon. They have the logo.
or any given Sunday.
Oh yes, that as well. But
I wasn't
I'm-
sure which one.
catering to the college football crowd here with the NCAA, which is coming back. I know there's some news coming out this past week. If we want to do news and notes about NCAA football 24, right? It's 24, I think, next year.
Yeah, a lot of news.
That's what it'll be.
Yeah, it sounds like it's not going to be on any of the past consoles. So you'll have to get a PS5 or the newest Xbox if they have a new one out by then. But it should be the same engine as Madden, apparently. So I don't know why they couldn't do it this year. But here we are. Tiburons.
Here we are.
Hopefully the Tiburons are going to be back.
Okay. Big Ten.
Yes.
Does anyone
I don't think.
think Ohio State's not winning it?
Yeah, is there much intrigue here? I guess all of it is outside of the number one team in the league, who is number 2 in the country in the AP poll released on Monday.
Ohio State is obviously.
They are absolutely loaded. But the interesting thing everybody's going to be looking at, right, is Knowles, right? That's the important storyline. I think they've got enough offensive firepower to blow everybody out of the water. I expect them to put 50 on Michigan this year, for a little bit of revenge. But what will win them the last 2 games of the year, hopefully for them, being in the playoff and the national championship game I'm talking about, is what Knowles will be able to bring from Oklahoma State. They last couple of years they've had some talent, but it's really dropped off, and obviously it resulted in them having to hire Knowles. So the defense, have you guys looked at the depth chart there? They've got some people on the front lines, but a lot of guys that haven't lived up to the billing, though I suspect some of them will break out this year. We've got a lot of 5-star guys that are raring to go, but a couple of the older guys haven't lived up to the 5-star reputation yet.
I mean, that's the thing. They have so many 5-stars, someone's going to end up hitting.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's good for them. Screw Ohio State. We'll try them enough this year. Michigan, Michigan State, Penn State. Who finishes second in the East?
Well, I'm at an all-time high right now.
Okay, well, I'll knock you down. Michigan.
That's not
finishes
possible.
Second.
Yeah.
I think you can get
If it's
first.
not Penn State, I would say Michigan. Michigan's got absolute cakewalk of a schedule. They can sleepwalk their way to 9 wins. It's an absolute floor. Like they got
Their over-under is 9.5 too.
exactly. So like they could sleepwalk their way. The non-conference schedule is nothing. But I talked about it before. Michigan's got probably the best offensive line in the league, in the Big Ten. Sorry, not the league, but they've got some weapons outside. I think the receivers are pretty good. They got Ronnie Bell back, right? They have not decided on a quarterback yet, which I think will be important. I bet you they continue doing some type of platoon system for at least for the first month of the season. Defense, obviously, they lost 2 studs on the defensive line that I think single-handedly those 2 guys won them like 2 or 3 games last year, especially with how close things were. I think they'll take a step back there, but the storyline there is how will the coordinators gel, right? That's the big thing. They lost both of them this past year. How do you think it plays out? Do you think they'll take a step back? Or obviously they'll take a step back. They went 11-1 last year, but
Yeah, in all likelihood.
in all likelihood they will take a step
I
back.
do.
How big of a step back do you think?
I think they take a step back to 10 wins, but because
10
of what you
wins.
said, the schedule, they're not as good, obviously, but they're still going to
And
get 10
they
wins.
weren't that good of an 11-win team. I mean,
I agree. I
they
think
were an
they
11-win team that was likely closer to a 9-win team than they were, a 12.
Yeah, I think they're going to be a 10-win team that just hangs around to the last. I think they're going to Columbus, ranked 6th, and that'll be a 19-point dog.
It's true. It's true.
What do you think, Dan?
No arguments out of me. I've been just nodding
What do
along
you-
here.
Who are you taking out of the West then to go up again to be the sacrificial lamb against Stroud?
I think Tanner Morgan coming back in his great pair of legs
Ooh!
makes Minnesota interesting. Because I just don't. The Mertz,
They have
he's
Ibrahim
thinking of
back.
beating.
Ibrahim as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, I think they're interesting. Nebraska, obviously interesting.
For other reasons.
For other reasons. I'm not a big believer in Iowa as a huge threat, just because of the Petras. I can't believe I sent you guys the top 31 top 131 quarterbacks list. He was
And he was
somehow
on
listed 11th. He was on the top 131.
He's in the top 131.
He was out of the cellar in the Big Ten, which was disturbing to me. I actually don't know how he even wins the job, but I guess he probably will based on some prognostication. So that's what I would go with Minnesota.
You go Senator.
See some Roach, and that would be the first time they would win the Big Ten West, right? So
Correct. Unless they somehow shared it and did not get the tiebreaker in 2019.
yeah.
Like Michigan displaying the Big Ten East Championship trophy that they had when they didn't go in 2018.
I don't know that Bert's a realistic contender for the West, but I do love that he has Tommy DeVito coming in.
Yeah. Better situation for DeVito than he found himself in with Dino.
The other orange and
Yeah, he just loves. He didn't have to change his bedspread set, so he's happy about it. Yeah, I think Burt. He's on the right. He's on the right path. I think he can make his way to 6. He sees a path to 6, but I think he's about a year away from it being a year away, probably, right? I'm gonna take. I'll take tried and true. As much as I hate Graham Mertz, I think they can ride Braylon Allen all the way, and he'll have a pretty stout defense as well. And none of those offenses really scare you. Again, you'll have to see what Kirk Sharaka can do with Morgan, like you mentioned. But I think a lot of that magic from 2019 was those receivers who were amazing that year.
True.
Yeah.
So I'll go with my hometown team, Wisconsin.
This is actually, I think, my favorite win total of the whole board this year.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
I think this could cash by Halloween. Love me, Nebraska.
Oh.
I'm telling you, if they start 9-0, wouldn't be surprised.
Oh my God.
Would not be surprised one bit. I'm thinking cash that by Halloween, if not the week after. Look, they go to Dublin, then they get North Dakota, not the state.
Let her in.
I can definitely see this, the 8-1
Week 4.
start. Everybody's talking about him.
Oklahoma at home.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good spot. They had him on the ropes on the road last year.
Week 5, Indiana. Week 6, going to Gers. Right there, you're looking at 5-1 at worst, 6-0. Then you're hosting. Then you're at Purdue. They can get that. Burt comes to town. Tanner Morgan and Soraka come to town. To Michigan. Tough. They host Wisconsin. Close at Iowa. 7.5 is the win total. I cannot love the over anymore.
Can you imagine a 7.5
There we go.
win total coming out of a 3-9 season?
3-9 last year. We all know the story.
And then next year,
One conference win with a plus point.
I'd be interested to see what the biggest disparity between a past season and a win total, if that.
They have so many transfers.
Well,
coming
Michigan
in.
State rewrites the record book every other year
True.
on that.
What was the Irish win total coming off their 4-8 season?
10.5. I have no idea. I don't know.
That was they came back and didn't they beat LSU that year?
Yeah, I think they did in the Cap one. Alizé had a nice catch, I think, in that one.
That was Boykin, yeah.
Or Boykin did.
I was
But that was when they got dusted by Miami at the watch weekend.
That's true. That is, and yeah, that's true.
I'm so into this Nebraska team, and I know we're going long in the Big Ten, but it's Big Ten, it's close to us. So I listen.
It deserves the most time with as big of a TV contract that they got.
Yes, they have the most. They have the most corn-fed diabetics watching games.
Oh, yeah.
So
They are the biggest brand, so they deserve the biggest chunk of time.
Oh, I'm so into them. I forget what it's called, but I downloaded one of their 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. morning talk radio shows today. Listen to it.
Who's?
Some local Lincoln,
Nebraska
sports talk radio, and it was some of the callers that called into this thing made me want to eat my own face. But anyway,
amazing though that
I'm
you.
in. I'm
the
in.
common denominator on AY's love of random teams, it seems, is Mark Whipple.
Oh,
Whipple.
We didn't talk about him at all.
I think Casey Thompson is pretty solid. Whipple, Thompson, Marcus Washington from Texas. So many transfers. A bunch of positive regression coming. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Alrighty.
Plus 360 on that, by the way. I'm seeing for them to win the West.
I saw 380 the other day, but yeah, 360 are there now.
So you're going Nebraska.
Oh, my favorite is the win total. Second favorite is division. Yeah. Remember lose to Ohio State by 27. But
Well, they only lost by 9 this past year, right?
they did play them tough, yeah. But
All right.
I'll just
Do we want to go to the second best league, the SEC? Someone would quibble with that. John DeLon might quibble with that statement.
Sure. I mean, Bama, Ohio State are 1 and 1A.
Will Anderson is amazing.
He's amazing. It's just stupid unfair that they got Jahmyr Gibbs,
Yeah.
who was amazing on such a awful team, and now he
That speaking of which, we can touch on that in a little bit. But he's got is 3 straight seasons of 3 wins.
I don't know. Is that it? He's gonna win. More than that.
He's in trouble there in Atlanta. Are you looking it up?
I am, man.
No, Alabama. We got Alabama then. Who do you think's going to be the stiffest competition for them out west? Is it Jimbo?
No.
Probably go with
Is it-
Lane.
Is it your dearly departed coach? Will he wake up the echoes?
No, they're gonna roll with it too.
The state of football. I figured out that's his commitment thing. He tweets. Is
I
the
hope
state of football.
I hope those Cocks go 0-12.
A bitter AY.
No, they have a pretty good D line. At Texas, Vanderbilt, at the Hogs, maybe in a look ahead spot. Actually, the toughest game Bama will have all year is going to be at Tennessee.
Ooh.
Ooh, interesting.
Because they go at Arkansas, home to A&M, then at Tennessee.
That's as tough of a stretch as you'll get for Alabama.
It's a good little stretch. Maybe Mississippi State the week after that could sling it around Will Rogers.
Will Rogers.
I think Georgia.
You don't think at Ole Miss, so nobody agrees with me on Ole Miss at Ole Miss before the look ahead. They let down look ahead spot with Austin P on deck.
No, you're right. That's dicey.
That is at
So
Ole Miss.
I would say
I think we're at this point we're just trying to manufacture something, but like,
Who is Ole Miss's quarterback even going to be?
Jackson, right? Dart.
Jackson Dart.
Oh, it's announced already. It's done.
Well, I don't know about that, but
I don't know. He's like 50 to 1 to win the Heisman.
Bedard.
He is. Jackson
that's who my money
Dart,
would be on. Yes.
Yeah, 50 to 1. He's ahead of Henry Hooker.
He, I think, will be second team All SEC. Hendon.
Who? Dart?
No, Hendon.
Oh, Hooker.
Yeah.
Ahead of Will Levis.
Ahead of Will Levis.
Ahead of possible Calzada.
Ahead of both Calzada and Johnson.
And
What about
Will
the
Rogers.
Rat?
Was that
Spencer
And-
Rattler.
The Rat. KJ
the Rat?
Jefferson.
I'm not buying stock for the Rat.
SEC QBs are usually pretty bad, but they're sneaky decent. Stetson, not great, but
That's the question I want to. What type of leash do you think Stetson's got this season after winning the national title? Like, if he comes out and has a couple of gross games, what type of leash do you think that they'll stick with him through thick and thin, or do you think what's the expiration on his playing time?
Who do they have behind him at this point?
They got a couple of highly touted freshman sophomore guys, right? They got
I didn't know. I didn't know what they had. No, I didn't know.
I don't
that.
know. I'm looking at their schedule now, and I really don't see anything unless he's awful at Missouri week 4.
Well, he has a penchant for being awful. He could be awful.
I agree. All these tough games are at home, although Mississippi State could get him. Leach has got to get someone this year, right?
Leach will get somebody. He'll get somebody. He'll get Jimbo. I bet you he'll get Jimbo.
3rd year in that system.
Yeah.
I bet you he's not again. I bet you he blows them out. I'm thinking Leach's gonna blow someone out this year.
Oh. Who?
What if it's Kelly in week 3?
Oh man! I'll come on here and talk first 5 minutes in an accent about my family.
Family.
What? You guys have Georgia coming out the East
By default,
by default, right?
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
coming? Do you think Florida or Kentucky comes in second?
Tennessee,
Tennessee. Okay. All right.
not
Rob.
Florida. Florida is
Tennessee,
4th
yeah.
for sure.
Do you believe in AR-15?
No,
Maybe next year. Not without Mullen.
The Mullinator.
I'm actually a little bit concerned about.
We lost him.
You,
We lost him. We lost you. You're
hear me
semi
now?
back. You're a little bit back.
He's kind of back, yeah.
a little bit back.
I mean, the
But no.
audio is fine. The audio is fine. The rest of it is not.
Yeah, you're back.
You're back. We are back.
All right. But I am a little bit concerned about Napier. How he's going to do. Long we'll see.
I think he's
Comes
just
running
got to
some
tread
issues.
water for a little bit.
Coming.
He's got to tread water for a little bit. They're doing all right from a recruiting standpoint. He really turned it on after he was feeling the heat about 2 months ago. But since then, they've been on a tear. He's been pretty good recruiting wise. So he's just got to tread water. I think he gets to 7-8 wins. I mean, obviously they won't fire him after 7 wins in his first year, but just got to get 7-8 wins and keep treading water, and the cavalry will come for them.
You mentioned Billy Napier. I just think of Billy Horschel.
Not to be confused with middle of the pack golfer Billy Horschel.
Dual Gators, though. He'll be there for a game.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I didn't realize Billy Horschel was a Gator.
Oh, he's a big Gator fan. Big Gator guy.
Double Billies.
Maybe we'll have him on.
All the Billies. All right. Okay, so we got Alabama, Georgia. What is it, part 5 now? They finally got one. Assuming it'll be pretty close to the SEC championship game last year again.
Yeah.
How many losses do you think Georgia takes in the regular season?
Yeah, maybe one.
One.
Who gets them?
That's the thing. I don't know who gets them. They're not going to win every game.
Hopefully South Carolina can do it again.
Oh, maybe two. No, not Rat. Rat's not doing it.
Yeah.
Although
Mizzou.
Oh, my God.
Beamer's, what did he do?
Mizzou's got a great recruiting class coming in. They have an amazing receiver, Luther Burden. Look out for him.
All right.
All right, keep an eye on Luther Bird.
What was that?
I'll keep an eye on Bird. Look at the West. Here.
Luther.
Yeah, I mean, pretty boring.
Yeah.
I don't think A&M's as good as people think. I think Ole Miss is not great. Mississippi State wins the Egg Bowl. I don't know where it's at. And LSU and Auburn fight for
Auburn.
the Celery.
Auburn. Do you think Auburn's going to be as bad as people think they are? They got them picked last in the West.
Yeah, I mean the West is pretty tough.
They are tough.
I mean 4 teams are ranked. The Miss State, LSU, and Auburn. Can't really throw it. Finley, Calzada. They can run it, but Harsin is such an odd fit there too. I don't know. I guess maybe their season will depend on the Penn State game.
They will. All right, who we got next? Where are we going? You got Alabama out of there, right? Winning the West. Oh, winning the whole thing. SEC.
I have Alabama winning it all. Yep.
Yeah, they are. Those 2 teams we mentioned winning the first 2 conferences are clearly the 2 best in the league. Okay, ACC. Good on your way, Dan. Halfway to my
And
way.
put your
Yeah.
hat on. Put your hat on.
That is on. And once again, it's another boring 3 for 3 boring out of the chute. I've got Clemson regaining the throne here. And I don't know that they'll be met with that much resistance. Obviously, people with the NC State love to some extent. Wake obviously would have received some love, not for the Sam Hartman news. I can't remember if we touched on that Monday or not, or Sunday, whenever we did. Yeah, we did Sunday. I think the story was out by then, so hopefully he'll be back at some point. But yeah, I don't think they'll be met with much resistance in the Atlantic. And then, I mean, if Miami reaches, I don't know, 85, 90% of what their potential is in a lot of people's eyes, maybe they could give them a bit of a game just and score with them some. But I think Clemson, like I said, regains the throne. They'll have, I should say, they had the humble pie last year. So whoever the people coming back on that roster will likely be on a mission to.
The defensive line should be amazing.
Yeah. I mean, and they were, they gave up 27 points 3 times last year. I've been harping on that statistic. One of those times was in overtime, and they lost to NC State. The other time was the Pitt. That featured a pick 6 on a shovel pass. And then the other time when they blew out Wake. So it really wasn't that bad last year. I don't know why it would be much worse. I expected it to be better. So yeah, look out for them. I don't see anybody from too far into the pack. Maybe I'll just say this: Virginia, the Zimas, and I hate them. So it's takes a lot for me to say it, but they are interesting. I've been looking at them a lot as a potential coastal pick, but just because I lean so much on the quarterbacks that have actually already produced.
Yeah, but
So
we have
they
no
are an
idea
interesting team coming.
what that team is, what that coaching staff is going to be like, and how they're going to gel, right?
Right. But they have a very efficient returning quarterback that'll help a lot of the process, I feel like. So they're interesting. And with that, it's going to be Pitt or Miami, I think, out of the Postal. Those would be my 3 teams. I'm not – the North Carolina stuff, I think that's maybe run its course. We'll see. I know they've got the quarterback competition going on there. Drake might have an edge.
Get out of here. They suck.
Yeah. There's really not much else to show love about either.
Duke and Georgia Tech suck.
Yeah,
they're going to be bad. They're going to be bad, I think. Yeah, I think it's.
You think it's the end of the road for Collins?
I think it'd be probably best for both just to move on, yes.
I don't know where they go, but yeah, probably unless I would think he probably needs to get to a bowl game, and the wins haven't been there, so we'll see what he does. I have nothing on Florida State. That's not even a troll. I don't know what to say about Florida State.
Jordan Travis is back.
I feel like somebody should say something about them. But
I told the FSU
I was
today,
for a little while there.
He's ready for his wedding, right?
Yeah, he feels pretty good about what he
Wedding
said was,
or FSU? Hopefully the wedding.
yes. FSU, he said, so if Hartman plays 10-1 when October 1st, when FSU plays them, he says Florida State goes 7-5. If Hartman doesn't play, he thinks they win that game. They go 8-4. So he's thinking a nice little bounce back year after the spiraling.
Crap run. It's been a crap run.
For everything I've been hearing, just I listen to a little more FSU stuff just to converse with him about it. Everyone behind the scenes, all the pockets, are really supportive of Norvell. Now, it's easy to say in the off season when you're 0-0 and you have hope. We'll see if that changes when you're 2-2 or 2-3. But I think they have his back, and well, I believe they do for now. So we'll see how that goes. But I think they do bounce back a little bit, relieve some pressure. As far as the Atlantic, yeah, Clemson. You mentioned NC State love. I am kind of with that. Leary's awesome. Defense, everyone's back. Just going to Clemson's tricky. Louisville, I think could be sneaky. Djokovic, we'll see about that. Wake Forest, a little rough hand with Hartman there. As far as the Postal goes, Pitt, Miami, and then a complete wild card with the Wahoos if Armstrong gets help driving. But
The ass strong.
I don't see why Pitt can't go back to Charlotte. No reason why. I mean, Van
Should
Dyke.
have good line, right? Line should be pretty good.
Yeah, looking at some ACC odds. Clemson's the favorite. Miami 6-1, NC State 7-1, Pitt 9-1, then UNC 15-1. Get the frick out of here.
How good of a season do you think NC State's going to have? You think they get to 10?
I think they get 9 or 10 wins. Yeah, for sure.
I think nine. I think 9-4. Yeah. Let's see. ECU, CHSO, Charleston Southern, Texas Tech at home. They'll run them off. Con 4-0 going into Clemson.
They got the con. Wow.
You think they'll beat Texas Tech no problem? That's the one I'd be worried about if I were them.
I think they will. I think just Texas Tech going on the road out of the Big 12, playing a real defense. I don't think they'll do much. Clemson at Clemson, obviously. But then you get the Knowles coming to town, to the Cuse, home to Tech. You host Wake, could be a fun game there. BC, Louisville, UNC. I'm going to say 10 wins for NC State. Is that too much love?
Maybe a smidge, just I don't know.
I'm excited.
I worry about them losing either the ECU or Texas Tech, and then they
That's
would go
the thing.
9-3, and it's like,
Week 1.
what does that mean, though, that you went 9-3?
Yeah. I will say week 1 ECU. Our boy is still there.
Holton Anis.
Holton is still on campus, baby.
Only 10 points spread in that game, too. Wouldn't stun me if they lost that. But yeah, it's the same issue that the ACC's been running into, except for when Clemson's kicked the shit out of everybody. So really, since 2016, they haven't had good out-of-conference wins. Not that many of that been that that surprising. Like when Carolina played Georgia the one year, lost. Like there's games like that they play the games, but it's like, oh well, yeah, it's not that surprising that. Or when Pitt played Penn State, okay, yeah, they're probably not going to beat Penn State, but stuff like that they haven't been able to rack up any wins of note, except for
They get no credit. They've got no credit.
Well, they haven't established any credit.
Yeah.
You have to establish it. If you're beating it, they're not that good though. It's like, all right, well, at least they won that game.
I'm excited for that
Moving
NC
on
State
now.
Clemson game. But
Not moving on.
no, I'll take Clemson over Miami as well.
I'll go Clemson over Pitt.
Okay.
A return trip. Will you make the return trip, Dan?
Oh, I definitely will. The question is, will AY make the return trip?
Yeah.
Get some go on a
Yes.
pit stop in Asheville.
Yes, if we're going to Charlotte again this year, I'm in.
Oh yeah, why would I not
Dan
go?
goes for all championships. He goes for the championships.
Yeah, of course.
That was a beautiful night.
Yep.
Great weather.
Mm-hmm.
We'll
All
go
right.
over the sticks in a few months.
Here we go. The Big 12.
What's left of it? Yes.
What's left of it? The swan song, right, for Texas and Oklahoma. Correct?
You want to talk about, if you ask me who's going to win this conference, which you're going to in a few minutes. I have no idea.
I think there's a little too much hate for Oklahoma. I think they still got a ton of credit, ton of talent, and I get the hesitancy to go with them, but I think Baylor will take a little bit of a step back. I think they had a little bit of Michigan to them last year. I think Oklahoma, despite the losses that they've sustained, I think Levy and Gabriel. I'm not the biggest fan of Gabriel, but I think in that system he'll be decent. And they still got Mims out there, and have recruited well the last couple of years, despite the defections from the headline guys. I think they'll still be all right. I got them. I'll have them play in against Baylor in the championship game.
Yeah, I think you're indirectly talking to me about the hate going too far. I'm in on that bandwagon as well. I think it's because I see Nebraska being there in week 4. So I just parlayed that into a conference. I mean, they're the favorite still. They get Baylor at home. They get Bedlam at home too. So I do think they will find their way into the title game. I would say Baylor as well. I saw our boy ex Baylor, Jerry Bohannon.
Don't call me Gary.
Don't call me Gary. Was named the starter wherever he went. Where'd he go? Somewhere down South Florida.
South Florida for Mike Brown.
Yeah.
Mike Brown got his jersey, I heard.
Mike Brown's ready to. He's buying in. He's getting season tickets soon. He says but he wants to get it ahead of time, ahead of them building the on-campus stadium. So he's grandfathered in.
Yeah, the Empire.
Strategically, he's making his way to the game out in Lincoln. He's going to the Oklahoma-Nebraska game.
That'll be interesting.
He's got a big Nebraska fan, a friend from our high school that's a big Nebraska fan.
You might need to get him on for a little game day, boots on the ground, 5-minute.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh yeah. I used to talk
Maybe you
shit
should join
with
him.
that big Nebraska fan back in the day.
That would be sweet to go to. Ken, any love here for your Cats?
I do think that they're
New QB.
when it comes to sleepers and the Power 5, I think they could have a good, sneaky, good 8-9 win season. You love Deuce.
Great run game.
Oh yeah, great. And then it's Kleiman, right? We're climbing with Kleiman. He's a good coach. He was top of Dan. He's always one of those guys that's top of Dan's list. He knows how to win.
He was, yeah. When your Cats got him.
Talent not necessary. Talent not included. But he will still assemble the action figure, right?
Yep.
Deuce Vaughn is great. I think. I mean, obviously, well, we don't know if Adrian Martinez is going to win the job, but he's likely going to win the job, right?
He's a good.
Who's even? I don't even see another name mentioned here when I look at this.
Skylar Thompson's still there.
No. Oh,
Let's see.
God.
I don't even see. They're not listed on him as a battle.
Defensively speaking, they've got an all Big 12 guy. I think like the preseason defensive player of the year they've got. I forget his name.
I don't know.
I'm sure he got assurances going to Kansas State. Magic, I'd have to imagine.
What is this
I don't even see a battle listed, Ken.
What's that?
I don't see a battle listed. I'm looking at like the top 20 QB battles ahead of the season. And there's 20, and then there's 21. There's a tie for 20th. Hilarious.
Yeah.
And then you've got another
So they've
1,
got-
2, 3, 4.
Kansas State's got that defensive player of the year, preseason defensive player of the year, Felix Anundike Uzoma, not Uzamoa.
Uzoma.
Uzoma.
Confused
Not
with
to be
CJ.
confused. Yes.
So
No one there. So, yeah, I'm excited to see this team. I think, I think they'll sneak up and get 8-9 wins. I'm excited about them. Now, the team that I bought in on a little early, maybe a year early last year, was Sark. I am excited to see the all gas, no brakes. Dan, what are you thinking here with yours and co? They've got Worthy, they've got Bijan, they've got Ewers. I mean,
yeah, I'm waiting to see it. They're one of those teams.
And his offensive staff or like acumen, you got to like where they're at, right? Offensively speaking,
I suppose, but I'm not. I have a personal grudge because I've went on a limb with them so many times over the life of this podcast, only to be made look like a fool. Them along with a couple of other teams, one of which I know we will definitely get into later.
USC.
So
UCLA.
Not US. No, well, UCLA is there, but they're not who I'm thinking of.
They're not who
I had in mind.
Yeah.
Can I switch gears?
Yes, switch.
Team that we barely mentioned, though, who was my pick to win the Big 12 and break through finally. The Cowpokes.
Oh, yeah.
Not the Clones. Not the Clones led by – who's their starting quarterback going to be? Hunter Deckers.
Hunter Dickers. Yeah, Deckers.
Yeah.
You're
But no,
buying
I'm picking Oklahoma State. They lost a ton both
Sanders.
on field and on staff. I think they break through. It's weird.
How
see
long
them
has
in-
Sanders been there? How long has he been there?
A while, yeah. He
You
started
know
as a true
that guy-
freshman, I believe.
That Rodriguez is getting a ton of play on what's it called? On Hard Knocks. That's a big loss.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. They've lost a lot. They were like 100 and what was it? This is as of February, but they were in the 100s.
Oh, their whole defense was.
Yeah, 118th in returning production.
I don't know how you-
128th.
And you lose the defensive coordinator. I don't know how you can buy into that.
Yeah, quarterback. That's why.
Oh wow.
Yep. So that's what I'm picking. Plus 550. That's my first. I got a couple other ones in mind here, but
Okay.
first limb step. Not the biggest though.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take Baylor. 600.
But you don't think the champion makes it to the playoff? You're thinking no playoffs for Big 12.
I'm thinking. I'm gonna say no, but I also don't think.
Yeah, lean no.
I also don't think 2 SEC teams make it.
You thinking Penn State, Ohio State, aren't you?
I don't think 2 Big Ten teams make it. I don't think any non-Power 5 make it, and I don't think a Pac-12 makes it. So I gotta find another team somewhere.
So maybe Baylor.
No,
It's probably going to end up being freaking Georgia again.
I'll find one in the Pac-12. Found one.
See if we have the same one.
He's going with Stanford, isn't he?
Nope, going with the team out west with a new QB.
Utah.
I wonder
Utah.
if we're doing. I wonder if
Tar.
we're doing the same.
You going
If we
Tar?
pick the same team, this would be pretty amazing.
All right, let's go.
Should we get into it?
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, I'm going to cut right to the chase. Is your team that you had in mind, AY Washington?
No.
I am a glutton for punishment, so I'm picking Washington and Michael Penix to win the Pac-12 at 14-1.
What?
Hear me out here. I loved them last year. I was made to look like a fool. However, new head coach, new
Playing
staff.
the fool. You're playing the fool. You're playing the fool.
Yeah, I'm doubling down. Penix, the reunion with DeBoer. Let's see what happens. Remember, no divisions this year in the Pac-12. Top 2 teams. Listen to this schedule. Where'd it go? I had it pulled up since 8:30 tonight. Kent State, PSU West, Portland State, Sparty, home for Stanford, at UCLA, kind of tough. At Herm, not as tough as it might have looked otherwise. Home for Arizona, we know they're going to stink. At Cal, they're probably going to stink. Beavs at home, At Oregon, with likely a Pac-12 championship spot on the line. In my mind, at least. That'll be the game.
You're not taking Tar. You're not buying in on Tar.
They could face the Huskies, sure.
I like Tar a lot. I'm very interested in the Urban Meyer Bowl of playing Florida this year.
No, Michael Penix sets the record straight after his.
I
Injury.
cannot root for him after what he did and his grossness after that debatable win.
Which one's
Debatable.
Am I buying into the USC hype? I won't say it fully, but I do think they'll get to like 8 wins.
Who is Caleb Williams going to throw to? That's the question.
That is the question. I'm excited to see the offense. Obviously, Lincoln is a big is an offensive genius. I think 8 wins. I think for them is achievable. I think they'll have a decent year. That there's a lot of missing pieces though on the lines, which is unfortunate for them. But we're excited to see what the both those pieces will do. But I am going Tar. I'll go Tar.
and I've got them playing against. I really like the way Oregon's built. I don't think anybody has the talent top to bottom that Oregon does out west.
Maybe Washington.
I don't know about that. Mario really built that place up. The last couple of classes have been amazing. They'll have some really, really good talent there, defensively specifically. So I think that'll carry them. I think you'll see another rematch of the Tar and Oregon. And Oregon, they've got definitely got motivation this year after losing twice last year. I think I'll take Oregon to win it with a new coach, nonetheless.
It's a good pick, Cam. We agree.
Whoa!
We agree. Oregon
They
dodges
finally get
USC.
back according to AY.
They dodge USC. I'm not sure dodge is the right word, but they don't play USC. They get Tar at home. The schedule sets up nicely for Oregon. It's not that difficult. I mean, obviously you get Georgia week 1. First half money line play could be an effect there. I think they're getting 17 week 1. I don't want to spoil anything for week 1 pod, but that might get you something that a certain key goes into. That's way too many points. 17.5. Are you freaking kidding me? I can see it now. A 2-loss Georgia versus a 1-loss Oregon after Georgia beats Oregon week 1. Selection Sunday. Who's it going to be? Well, Oregon improved a lot since game 1. Yeah, I'm thinking Oregon. They're going to play Georgia very close. And then they go Eastern Washington, host BYU, at Pullman, Stanford, at Zona, home to UCLA, at Cal, at Colorado, home to Penix, home to Tar, and just escape the Civil War. No reason this team. 10 wins for sure. Taking 11. With a Tar matchup. And what was that? Vegas, I guess? Glendale, wherever it's at. Oregon moves on.
Don't they play at their home stadium?
Oh, maybe they do. So they're playing same with Levi's. We didn't even mention their quarterback this year.
Oh, the rise, the man that's rising.
No,
Cam
Utah.
Rising.
Ours.
Oregon.
Oregon's.
Dr. Bo Nix.
Oh man.
Dr. Bo heads west. He just needed to get out of Auburn. All the family history, all the nepotism, perhaps. He's not playing with Finley. He was not great. Now he's free. He's across the whole freaking country. Let it go, bro.
You think Oregon makes it to the playoff?
No, but for the sake of this pod, yeah.
No.
Who else is going to make it? There's 2 teams in Alabama.
I think they lose to Utah a third time, and they finally get revenge in the Pac-12 championship game.
And then what? They're 2 losses.
Yeah.
Well, who's getting in then? We can't just say Alabama, Ohio State.
Well, Alabama,
Georgia,
Ohio State are making it in.
Oh yeah, there's 0 doubt. Clemson by default, and then it's like Oklahoma, Georgia, and the random year where Cincinnati or Notre Dame gets in. But no.
No, I think it'll end up being. I don't know. Who's your 4, Dan?
For the playoff,
Yeah.
going Alabama, Ohio State. I'll count them off here.
There you go.
Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson. And I will actually go with
Penn State.
not Penn State this year. Maybe in a few years. Who do I want to put in there? I can't put Washington. It's already crazy enough. I guess I'll put Oklahoma State.
Oh.
And they are going to get trucked. They will get destroyed. They will lose 70-22. Yeah, I'll go with that. I mean, they were on the doorstep last year. Why not?
I guess. I mean, I guess I'll take. I'll take either Oklahoma or Texas A&M out west. I think they lose one. I think Texas A&M loses once, and that is to Alabama.
Yeah, could happen.
I'll take Oklahoma. Fuck it. I'll take Oklahoma.
Yeah, the two, and then boring Clemson by default, and
It's so boring. It is so boring.
that's
So
yeah. It's like I'm talking F1 here. It's boring. Like it's fun talking like midfield. In F1, midfield's the best. You never know what's happening. Here, it's like it's so much fun talking, like Nebraska versus Iowa. That's a lot of fun because we know what's gonna happen. We know what's gonna happen when Alabama plays the team. It's not as fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, Oregon gets in. They lose. Georgia game's gonna be good. They might get them. We'll see. Maybe we're discounting the Irish here.
Okay, you guys, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, we may need Kansas playoff teams one more time because I was having connection issues there.
I'm taking Oklahoma, along with the other three defaults.
Okay.
Okay.
And then what were you just saying about the Irish, AY?
Maybe we shouldn't discount them. Who knows?
Hey, if they could be on the doorstep last year.
I mean, they've been doorstep or in what
A lot. Often.
every other year.
Yep.
I mean, do they truly belong in the fourth spot? Sure. I mean, obviously not in the top spot, but
Right, yeah.
I mean, these. What's wrong with being fourth? Huh? I'll take it. I would love to see NC State clip Clemson. Love to see Oregon get Georgia week 1. Maybe just one of these happen. K-State make some noise in the Big 12. That'd be sweet. Something.
Yeah. Embrace the chaos.
I think Alabama and Ohio State are pretty bulletproof. They could even afford a loss. That's the stupid thing. They could lose one.
They definitely each get one freebie. I think I will say this objectively. I really hope that Bryce Young and CJ Stroud do not get hurt for the integrity of the season. I think everything else might be fair game.
Your internet is great right now, by the way. You were.
I know. I switched to my hotspot.
It's like
You look
HD.
super clear, man.
Yeah.
You look really clear. HD.
Great. It's XD. But besides the Heisman race between those two, who could come out of the weeds here?
Jackson, Smith, and Jigba.
Jackson.
Oh, not
Smith.
Jackson Dart.
No, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Stroud gets hurt midway through the year, right before the Penn State game. And then the next quarterback comes in and it's just Jackson Smith and Jigba all over the place.
I do think the first place you need to look is the two running mates of the two favorites, and that's Smith-Njigba and Jahmyr Gibbs for Bama. They're both that 33-1 range you can find. I think that's a good place to look for sure.
You got Keaton Slovis at 50-1.
Ooh, if he can get through the season.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm going to be right back.
I'm not gonna fault you if you take an 80-1 shot on Casey Thompson.
Right? Oh, yeah. You got to believe.
81? Hey,
Will he be wearing the Turner Gill number 12? That's the question.
I think I saw him in number 9.
That's too bad.
I
I feel like,
think
was he a
I could be
different
wrong.
number at Texas?
I could have saw something else though. I was looking at a lot of.
Might have
photos.
been the teams at Texas.
I think he was
Oh, he's
16,
11, it looks like.
11. Yeah, okay, that's
Well, he's 11 at Texas, but he's also. Oh, he took 11 after Ellinger. That's what it is.
oh, okay.
It looks like he was 9 after. I don't know. I don't remember.
We'll see what that with.
No, he went from 9 to 11. So let's see what he wore at. Yeah. So he was 11 last year. Very important Googlage going on here.
Your boy Spencer Sanders, 80-1.
Yeah. I guess I should have connected those dots, but I feel like I don't know. I think I took the two. Took a crack at the longer shots in the two power conferences that do not have a clear front runner, in my opinion, at least.
I think a good wager would be, if you believe in Tar, Cam Rising, 80-1. He can do it all: rush, pass. That's all he did last year. They very well could be undefeated.
Yeah.
That's
Casey Thompson is repping 11. Bonus pick out of me. I am picking the former national champions, UCF, to win the AAC at 3-1. I am a bit of a John Reese Plumlee stan, as the kids say. So I'm going to back them.
yeah. Those top three teams are pretty close in odds.
Houston, get the hell out of here. But obviously Cincinnati, if they could keep it rolling a little bit, I'm just expecting a little bit of a backslide there.
We didn't mention Arizona in the Pac-12. So looking at the Mountain West here, their non-con is so good with Mississippi State, North Dakota State, and San Diego State.
Idiots indeed.
They could very well go under.
So who was your Heisman pick?
We were just discussing that. Casey Thompson, 80-1, was mentioned while you stepped away.
Cam Rising, 80-1. If I had to put a pick to it, it's tough to go against Stroud, so maybe you just go with. Do they finally give it to a receiver? JSN?
They just gave it to a receiver last year.
I was said 2 years ago, yeah.
It's usually, yeah, you're right. I'll go. Let me go Jahmyr Gibbs.
All right. That is wild. I will go with Big Cinco at 45-1, which is really interesting that you guys said you saw 25-1 on Vegas Insider.
Yeah.
So I would just take that alone. But yeah, I mean, if you get Clemson like I do, getting back into the driver's seat and back into the playoff, or he'll get beat out by an incoming freshman.
Yeah, what's his name? Like,
And
Klubnik?
Klubnik.
Yeah.
Klubnik.
Yeah, and he'll have nothing to do with him going back to the playoff. We'll see.
Imagine that another guy after the rat last year, DJU, biting the dust this year. That'd be something.
Again, also while you're away, I mentioned I'm picking UCF, the former national champions, at 3-1 to win the AAC. I just checked their schedule again. Cincy at home they have, and then they avoid Houston. They've got that trio up at the top. Those three teams do have to go to Holton Anis, so we'll see.
I'm ready for that game. One. Is this doubling game week 1 or 0?
0.
Yep. Do we have a pick on that? 12?
I will. I mean, AY, you're taking your Huskers, right?
You got to lay it with them, right, AY?
You got to lay
I
it.
don't have to do anything with that. The Nebraska, one of the radio hosts today was saying he was hoping for a 31-21 win, just so they can have a semi-close game and show they can win. That kind
Wow.
of this,
What if Scott Frost does that intentionally to manufacture the confidence? Manufacture the confidence.
all right, the spread's I'm seeing a 13 here.
I'm taking the
They-
12.5. I see 12.5 for most
Yeah,
places.
look, I'm all for
You're
Nebraska.
taking the 12.5 or you're giving the 12.5?
I'm giving the 12.5.
Okay. All right. I will take the 12.5 to get an insurmountable lead on you two. To start
There you
the
go.
year.
Are we picking any of the other ones?
That's a Wishnev. I still have watch. That's Wishnev's bit when he has the insurmountable teaser lead.
Oh, yeah. Are we picking any of the other ones? Are we picking Con? The 27.5 now.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez, that's a lot of points.
I'm pulling up a couple more. We have to record this.
I mean,
We're actually going to do a good job recording results this year.
We did it last year. We did an excellent job.
We did. You're
Wyoming's
right.
getting 10. Nevada's laying 9 at New Mexico State. Nevada might win 2 games this year.
And that's what we're. But the New Mexico State is such ass. That's the
Such
thing.
ass.
That team
Such ass.
that could be 10-0 win. And they probably-
Yeah, I heard the on VSiN within the last couple of weeks. It was either Bud Elliott or the Bear was talking about Nevada lost so much, they're last in returning production, and I think 2 of their best players that they did have returning are also out for the season or transferred.
it was Bud because I heard Bud else not on Beast but
Yeah.
a different pod
Talking
He
about this, he took the under conference wins for Nevada.
He mentioned how Nevada had all this. They broke his model because the returning production like leaked with guys. Well, the best one guy failed out.
We're reviewing the stuff, and they actually have a negative returning production. No, yeah, but that's a problem. So it's peculiar that it's only 9. I don't know.
All right, so we've got we picked the Nebraska. Are we picking that Nevada? Don't
I
pick
feel like we don't have
Hey,
to.
where are you going with your Cowboys going to Burke?
They lost a lot.
They're getting 10.
Yeah, that's not enough. They lost. Burt. They lost so much.
Let's pick these 4 games in. all
The
right?
best player transferred.
Dan, do you want to try the screen? Are you going to try the screen so people can follow along?
No, I didn't prepare anything for tonight.
Oh,
This
yeah.
will be done while you're in Columbia with a
Okay.
K. Columbia with a K.
All right, so I will also take Illinois minus 10. Then I am a believer in Burt and what he's doing.
I'm backing Wyo.
You okay? Dan gonna get a big lead on both of us. Anyway.
Yep.
The Con getting 27.5 now against Utah State. Tar State was not very good last year.
No, they were.
Well, they had a good record, but they were not as good as their record.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
10-1 to win the Mountain West.
Who's that, Wyo or Tar State?
Tar State.
They won 11 games. 11-3. Oh, my.
They were trash. They were like closer to 7 wins than they were to.
What was that beatdown? AY, do you remember how perplexed we were when we were leaving the hotel?
Oh, when
they
they
beat-
killed Boise State.
They were killing San Diego
Oh,
State.
San Diego State.
Yeah, that was strange.
Yes. Oh, heavens.
Or are you laying the 27.5 against Con?
Oh, yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll lay it. And then you don't believe in Mora. You do not believe in Mora.
Not yet.
Oh. I don't believe in
Not yet.
anything con.
You believed in Mora in 2014, Dan.
Women's
I know.
basketball.
That's why I said not yet.
All right, and then last but not least, Vanderbilt, Hawaii. This is critical for their 1.5. They're over 1.5. Can they beat Hawaii on the island? This is on the island. It is now down to 6.5 now. I'm looking at.
Let me go last year. I want to read what this Hawaii quarterback situation.
They got Timmy Chang's debut.
I am taking. This is so gross. I'm taking Vandy.
Oh.
Vandy could go over the win total in September.
Yeah, if they win against Hawaii.
I think.
It's 1.5, right?
I don't know.
I think it's 1.5. Let me make sure it's 1.5.
That's gross low.
You got to remember, you can't, well, probably is only over a half for the SEC win total. Because
And they got Elon. They have Elon though. They have
Okay,
Elon.
there should be one. Let's
Yeah.
go to non-con.
Wake.
Sans Hartman. But no.
They're not beating them, Sans Hartman.
No, they're not. They're not.
Where is this win total here? Hold on.
Why is Vanderbilt scheduling Wake?
They did it. They probably did it 10 years ago.
We need to keep our eyes peeled for these
I can't find Vanderbilt.
non-con conference games too. I always love those.
The non-con the non-con conference games. I love them. I can't find Vanderbilt.
Well, I'm taking Joey Yellen in Hawaii. Former Pitt quarterback, former
Vanderbilt
quarterback.
specials. Vanderbilt specials. Oh, it is over 2.5. 2.5.
Yeah. So you might have been looking at the. That'd be high though if their conference win total was over 1.5.
No, I don't.
With Cam.
I think. Yeah, I mean, it might have gotten to 2.
Who the hell's betting them to win 2 games in the SEC?
Just come to my side.
I will take Timmy Chag to cover in his first game. Go Tim.
All right. I'm myself here.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. We're here. We're here, guys. When I come
You
back,
did it.
I get off the plane at 11 o'clock. I will be able to stream if my phone does not get lifted from me at 12 on the car. I might not even need a stream. I may be able to get home in time at 12:30. No, actually, probably not, because you got to get through customs and everything like that, right? It lands at 11. I won't be getting home till like 1 or something. I'll be streaming on the phone if I still have a phone coming back from this foreign country.
Look forward to
All right.
hearing.
Dan, you are so crisp right now.
I know it's so sick.
It's so crisp. I can see your pores. You
I'll
recording
just
on a real
continue to-
camera? Are you recording on a real camera? You're not on a laptop. Are you recording on a real camera, aren't
Yeah.
Upgraded.
you?
I'm using a 14-year-old MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
Gets the job done. All right, for me. AY, People State Capital, Blue State, the Commonwealth, Pennsylvania. To my east, Kent. Then to my west. I usually do Dan first, but tonight he's last. Kent.
Good night, all.
Good night, all.
Thank you for listening. Can to our trip. Week 0
Wish me luck.
is upon us. Very close. One more Saturday without college football. Thanks for listening and have a good one.
One more.